You know, first of all, it keeps you young. I mean, you're around kids every day. They have fresh outlooks on things. They have fresh attitudes. They see the world in the world of possibilities. They don't always see it like, the glass is always half full for a lot of kids. And you're there to, they can see their whole life ahead of them. And that's an exciting thing. I'm Joanne Hoops. I'm the director of the Boys and Girls Clubs of Newport County. When a child comes through the door, first of all, they're greeted with a smile. The staff have to know their name, and when they come in, they know they're going to have a hot meal after school. They know they're going to have help with their homework, and for a while they can be a kid and they can learn from adults and they can have positive role models.
My name's Dan, and I work for the Newport Boys and Girls Clubs. I graduated from Salve Regina University in 2003, which required me to work 10 hours of community service in the Newport community. I came to the Newport Boys and Girls Club, worked my 10 hours, and here I am 7.5 years later. I never left. There is a lot to do at the Boys and Girls Club. We have an outdoor playground, we have a teen center, we have a playroom inside, we have a dance studio, we have a pool, we have a weight room.
I think it's a place where kids who don't have opportunities can come and know that people care about them and that they have high expectations for them and they want to give them the opportunities they might not otherwise have.
I work 2 jobs. I get up about 6. I get my daughter ready. I bring her to school. I go to work. I get out of work. I come home, change my uniform, eat something, and then go back to the Boys and Girls Club and work there till 6. When I moved to Newport, my son was a totally different kid than he is now. Being part of somewhere like the Boys and Girls Club, being part of their family, being able to have a connection with the other kids totally changed him. He was very angry with me for a long time. He had a right to be mad at me. I stayed in a very unhealthy relationship for about 4 years, and I subjected my son to a very bad person, and ended up with being beaten up pretty bad, and my son going through some mental trauma from watching his mom get beat. And he is so awesome. My son wants to be either an FBI or a CSI agent, so I'd love to be able to just keep putting money aside to make sure that he gets to go to the college he wants to. Part of what I love about not only working at the Boys and Girls Club but having my son there too is to see normalcy and to be able to put out a hand when the kids are talking about how certain things in their houses are, if they're bad.
I've seen people get shot at, I've seen drive-bys, I've seen stabbings and getting jumped. My name's Shalisa. I work at the front desk at the Boys and Girls Club.
They have handkerchiefs that they wear to represent whatever gang they're in, or they write gang graffiti, or they talk about gang signs.
And then there's always a lot of fighting happening between neighborhoods. Certain neighborhoods don't get along with other neighborhoods.
When people come to Newport, I think they come for vacations. They see the mansions, they see Ocean Drive, but they don't necessarily see the children and the families that live here year-round and struggle. 61% of the children who come here live below the poverty level, and about 80% of those children live in single-parent families. I think we have the 2nd highest rate of child abuse and neglect in the state, actually.
Newport is primarily a tourist town, and when the off-season comes, it makes it hard for people to find other jobs.
Parents of the kids at the club that couldn't even afford the $20 fee for the year. They couldn't even afford to pay that because they had lost their jobs.
There are a lot of stories that have affected me. Big reason why I stay is because I've been affected in that positive light so many times. I'm definitely motivated to come to work every day. Who wouldn't be motivated to be taking the kids to a Red Sox game tonight? To see a kid walk into a professional stadium for the first time is very moving. Look forward to that more than I look forward to the games.
I feel like sometimes that some of the staff would probably jump in front of a car, you know, for some of these kids. So all I can do is, you know, just try and help the best to my ability and do whatever is in my power, you know. I ran out of food this month because I'm feeding all the neighborhood kids. Kind of laugh at that, but it's summertime, so they're all out and they're hungry. And people keep saying, send them home to go eat. I'm like, well, obviously they keep asking me for food, you know. They're not getting fed at home or their parents aren't home to feed them, so.
This year has been pretty bad. The reality is that the state has cut our budget in half, that the city has cut our grant in half, and every time we make up the amount in one area, then we find out that a different pot of funding has been cut. If we don't meet our budget goal, you know, I think it would have to be that we might have to lay off some staff, and I would never want it to come to that.
It's been a hard year, but even before this year, you know, there are still people who are living in a tough situation, and I'm happy to help, and I'm happy that the Boys and Girls Club is here to help. Why do I do this? I do this because I'm able to give kids a first chance, not just a second chance.